What's up, YouTube? Jewfy here. Today's content comes from PragerU. Shout out to everybody over there, Dennis Prager. And it's titled, Make Men Masculine Again. Now, I believe that men should be masculine. I don't think there's nothing wrong with being masculine. I honestly don't know why it has such a bad reputation when so many good things have come from it. But let's get into the video and see what this young woman has to say about making men masculine again. Before I start the video, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Now let's get into it.
Rape, murder, war. They all have one thing in common. Men. Aggression, violence, ambition unchecked by conscience, all the stuff of toxic masculinity, right? And the solution is obvious. Make men less toxic. Make men less masculine. Make men more like women. But I'm here to tell you that that way of thinking is not only wrong, it's dangerous. Here's why. When you try to make men more like women, you don't get less toxic masculinity. You get more. Why? Because bad men don't become good when they stop being men. They become good when they stop being bad. Aggression, violence, and unbridled ambition can't be eliminated from the male psyche. They can only be harnessed. And when they...
Exactly. I think there's an element of that in everybody, but males tend to lean more towards it because, you know, throughout time, we've been the ones doing the more aggressive, violent, etc. things, participating in wars, hunting, things like that. You know, I know a lot of people on the left hate it when you go back to, like, you know, history for, you know, current day problems and using historical examples, but it's just the truth. Men were the violent ones, the ones expected to be capable of violence. But right, and everyone has that capability, even ladies. But like she said, depending on how masculine or how feminine you are, that can either increase or decrease. I would argue that a man that doesn't know how to handle his emotional trials and tribulations will become more violent and etc. So you have to know how to handle the problems and stresses that come with being a man, and you don't do that by becoming more feminine. Let's continue though.
Are harnessed, they are tools for good, not for harm. The same masculine traits that bring destruction also defeat tyranny. The traits that foster greed also build economies. The traits that drive men to take foolish risks also drive men to take heroic risks. The answer to toxic masculinity isn't less masculinity. It's better masculinity. And we know what that looks like.
I could agree with that.
It's a young man opening the door for a girl on their first date. It's a father working long hours to provide for his family.
Bingo.
It's a soldier risking his life to defend his country. The growing problem in today's society isn't that men are too masculine. It's that they're not masculine enough. When men embrace their masculinity in a way that is healthy and productive, they are leaders, warriors, and heroes.
She said it. Spitting facts. Continue on, my lady.
When they deny their masculinity, they run away from responsibilities, leaving destruction and despair in their wake. The consequences can be seen everywhere. 1 in 4 fathers now lives apart from his children. And children who grow up without a dad are generally more depressed than their peers who have a mother and a father. They are at far greater risk for incarceration, teen pregnancy, and poverty. 71% of high school dropouts are fatherless. Of all
Those are some crazy numbers.
the rocks upon which we build our lives, family is the most important. And we are called to recognize and honor how critical every father is to that foundation. That was said by then Senator Barack Obama in 2008. If we are honest with ourselves, he went on, we'll admit that too many fathers are missing from too many lives and too many homes.
People on the right love to bring up that Obama said this, but it's true, he did say that.
As much as we try to deny the need for real masculine strength in society, there's no denying its necessity. Healthy families and strong communities depend on the leadership and bravery of good men. Yet, the current trend is to feminize young men in the hopes of achieving some utopian notion of equality and peace. And it starts at the earliest ages. In the school classroom, boys are invariably the problem. On the playground, aggressive games like dodgeball have long been banished.
Yeah, I'll just say when we were kids, my age in grade school, we played some rough games and we just played rough. But, a few kids got hurt sometimes, but you get back up and you play again. It's just the way it goes. Kids should be outside riding their bikes, going to their friend's house, playing kickball, dodgeball, soccer, football, basketball, anything. You should be outside with your friends, being physical. I just think that's a good way to grow up. That's how I grew up, and me and all my friends.
We tell young men that their intrinsic desire to compete is wrong. Everybody gets a trophy. Don't run up the score. This anti-male tilt continues on through higher education and into the workplace. It has created millions of tentative men, unhappy women, and confused boys and girls. Here's a secret that every woman knows. Women want real men. Men they can count on and...
Yo, to all my older viewers, tell me if I'm wrong about this, but I think that because back in the day, the message to men was more tailored around masculinity. They needed men to join the armies, fight the wars, etc. So they tailored a message for men and masculinity. Nowadays, like she mentions in this video, it's more about femininity. So I wonder, back in the day, did men pretty much know what they wanted to be or what they wanted to do? Was it pretty much clear what your mission was from a younger age? And is that why men were more mature? Because I think in today's day and age, a lot of young kids don't know where they want to go. And even older people my age don't even know exactly where we want to go. So, just let me know, please, in the comments.
yes, look up to. No amount of feminist theory will change that. I don't know any woman at any age who is attracted to a passive man who looks to her to be his provider, protector, and leader. Every woman I know wants a strong, responsible man. That's not a consequence of a social construct or cultural pressure. It's innate. The devaluation of masculinity won't end well because feminine, passive men don't stop evil. Passive men don't defend, protect, or provide. Passive men don't lead. Passive men don't do the things.
I heard something too earlier. Again, my older people or historians tap in with me right now. I heard that I think it was the generation that fought the First World War. They were known as the greatest generation or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. And I thought about that for a second, and I got no problem with calling them the greatest generation. Imagine if those young men that had to go to war at 18, 21, etc., drafted into the military, imagine if they just said, no, I don't want to fight. I'm too scared to fight. I don't know how to fight. I'm not going. I'm sure some might have, but a lot of people went, and we think we have it so hard. Imagine being 18 and being told you got to go to war. You've been drafted, son. Imagine hearing something like that. Like, we live in an age where nobody that hasn't, I don't think that's happened to anybody for quite some time. We live in a day and age where that's not the case. But I just thought that was amazing.
We have always needed men to do for society to thrive. In his book, The Abolition of Man, English social philosopher C.S. Lewis writes about this problem. He describes the tension between cerebral man and visceral man. By his intellect, Lewis explains, man is mere spirit, and by his appetite, mere animal. We need both. Take away one, and you're left with a man who's either weak or wicked. And in a world of wickedness, weak men are nothing more than enablers of wicked men. Rape, murder, war. They all have two things in common. Bad men who do the raping, murdering, and warring, and weak men who won't stop them. We need good men who will. It's not masculinity that's toxic. It's the lack of it. I'm Allie Stuckey for Prager University. Thank you for watching this video. To help keep PragerU videos free, please consider making a tax-deductible donation.
Yeah, she definitely did her thing. She definitely did her thing in that video. That was a great video, great way of laying it out. She circled all the way back around to her intro words in the outro. That was excellent. What is her name? I'm sure she mentioned it, but I forgot. Okay, well, yeah, that was a good video, you guys. Let me know how you feel about things I said, things that were presented to you in the comments below. On the way out, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Peace.